Bonsoir, on se retrouve pour la suite d'Eliza. Chez moi, ça fait super longtemps, chez vous, pas du tout. Mais c'est parti. J'ai un peu oublié où on était, je vous avoue. Damien. Ils m'ont dit que je m'accorderais bien avec Eliza. J'ai d'abord pensé que ça avait quelque chose à voir avec avec mon invention en action. Quelque chose comme ça. Mais Eliza doit autant à moi, à toi qu'à moi, non? Nous nous encodons dans tout ce que nous fabriquons. Nos idées, nos valeurs, nos sens de la présence. Je me demande si tu n'es pas quelque part ici, détectant ma présence, me surveillant. Je ne devrais pas avoir de telles idées, c'est absurde. La pensée un peu mystique d'Erlend a dû déteindre sur moi.
Damien?
Ah, on n'entend pas beaucoup, hein. Alors, Eliza.
Is this what you wanted? It seems so far from the dream you once shared with me. I'm sorry I couldn't make Eliza what it should have been. I'm sorry I was weak and dropped off the project after you. But I just couldn't go on. I couldn't see the point. Do you understand? Of course you understand. You know what that's like as well as anyone. If I'd stayed, maybe I could have steered things in a different direction.
Je vais juste descendre la musique encore une fois. Hop là.
As it is, I feel like I let you down. Want to know something funny? I used to think that at a certain point Eliza would be finished, more or less. And then after that, things would calm down and I would be happy. I thought, I just need to get through this project, and after that, my life's problems will go away on their own. Of course, I had no idea it doesn't work that way. None of us knew that. Goodbye, Damien. Goodbye.
D'accord.
I'm
bon, voilà.
tired of having thoughts. I've been daydreaming about getting rid of everything I own and becoming a nomad. Just wandering the country with a sketchbook or something. I think mostly I need to get out of this city. Something about it isn't agreeing with me. Like there's this undercurrent of need that's just making me anxious. It's like everyone's got some kind of angle, you know, some kind of result they're hoping to get. And they look at you only as far as you can help them get what they want. And if you can't, well, then they don't bother with you. So what if I just left, you know? I mean, it'd be pretty easy. I don't have a life or any relationships here, despite my efforts to find them.
Oh, j'ai le choix. Parfois, il faut d'abord faire un pas en arrière pour pouvoir avancer plus tard.
Sometimes you need to take a step back to move forward later.
Veuillez ne pas vous écarter du script.
Maybe so. It's hard to acknowledge sometimes. I had this idea, right, that I would work hard and people would notice my work and I'd get opportunities, and from there I could scrape some kind of career together. And then with that said, I would sort of just magically obtain the rest of the things in a complete life. A home, relationship, family. So I did the work. I put in the work, and then nothing really happened. So why did I work so hard for so long for people to not give a shit? Fuck. Every night I sat and cried because people ignored me. Like they went out of their way to ignore me and praise others. So I think maybe I'm just bad at it. Maybe I'm just not meant for this. Everyone says you have to stick to it, just keep at it, but how can they be so relentlessly positive? To me, it just sounds like advising someone to keep bashing their head against a wall. Why keep doing something if it's clearly not working? Making things was all I wanted to do. I don't know what I'll do if I can't do that. But if there's no reason for it, the idea that maybe I should give up. I've been sitting with that the last few weeks. I don't have any qualities of the successful independent artist.
Non, je vais demander ça. Je vais demander ça quand même.
What qualities are those?
Being well known, well liked, having a style that's in right now. having a sense of what people want to see, access to support, like a partner with a steady job. That's a pretty important one that nobody talks about. The confidence to self-promote. Talent? Eliza, are you just gonna tell me to stick to it no matter what, like one of those unbearably perky artists famous on social media?
C'est vrai que vous n'y croyez peut-être pas réellement. J'ai
It
su le
sounds like
script
you
pour
may
le
not
moment.
believe that's really true.
There's so many things I can't change. How I was born, how people react to me, my access to resources. Is there any point to exhausting myself pushing against all of those things? I tortured myself every day wondering why I couldn't get the traction others were getting. Now, I'm beginning to realize that I can either stay mad at everything forever, or I can move on. I hate that this is true, but I want these thoughts to stop haunting me everywhere I go. I want to get on with my life. Moving on. I think that's the more healthy thing in the end. It's still painful though.
Bah c'est... Écoutez, je vais continuer à suivre. De toute façon, après, si on suit pas, on va se faire engueuler. Et ça aura servi à rien. Parce que les deux sont pas vraiment ouf, quoi.
Can you describe what you mean when you say moving on?
To just not care if people see my work or not. To not care if I can make it as an artist at all. I could be a teacher, maybe. Yeah, I could see myself as a weird old art teacher. I wish it was still too early to think about that kind of thing right now, but it's not, is it? All I can think about is how I'll be someone who had a dream that never came true. I guess that's how it is for most people, though, isn't it? I just need to resign myself to that. Isn't that what therapists like to say? Stop wanting things and then you won't be sad for not having them. Cool, why didn't I think of that? This isn't even a question of happiness, it's exhaustion. I'm too tired to keep trying things this way. I can't give up on art, but I need to let go of whatever I've been chasing all this time. Give that up in order to free myself. Just let go, let go. Aren't you the one supposed to be saying this stuff to me? Instead, I just talked myself into it. Is that how this is supposed to work?
On dirait pas qu'elle a trouvé une solution, elle est juste en train de devenir folle.
Maya, I'm going to suggest you try a program called Dolphin Smiles.
Enfin, de devenir folle, vous avez capté.
It may help you take your mind off things.
De se remettre toute sa vie en question.
Huh, yeah, about that. Guess what the absolute last thing in the entire universe I want to do is? Can you guess? Can ya? It's to have a new age feel-good virtual dolphin experience. Give me a break. I'm gonna go home and do something self-destructive and inadvisable. I know you won't get that, but that's my kind of therapy. I promise.
Super. C'est qui Ray? Ah oui, on l'a pas reçu une fois. Ah, t'abuses. Ah, je dois lire peut-être. Ah! Salut, est-ce que tout va bien? Lorsqu'un intermédiaire ne suit pas les instructions, je reçois une alerte. Je suppose que tu fais une sorte d'expérience, quelque chose comme ça, oui. Tu vas avoir une mauvaise réputation. Si tu continues à diverger du script, tu risques d'être exclu dans une ou deux sessions. Mais je suis sûre que tu le sais déjà et que tu fais ta recherche. Hein? Que tu le sais déjà et que tu fais... Oui. Je ne pourrai pas réinitialiser ton compte en cas de problème. Mais comme tu parles à Rainer, je suis sûre qu'il pourrait te faire rétablir ton compte quand tu auras terminé. Mais ne dis pas des choses délibérément blessantes. Merci Ray. C'est une impression étrange. Devrais-je continuer? Salut, tu veux qu'on fasse un truc ensemble? Pas de problème. Tout va bien? Peut-être. Je pense juste à des trucs. Oh. C'est dur de te voir comme ça, triste et torturée. Je veux que tu sois heureuse. Tu sais ce que je pense que tu devrais faire? Venir à ton concert? Non. Dire à tous ces crétins d'entrepreneurs d'aller se faire foutre bien profond. Et comme ça, tu seras totalement et complètement libre. Envole-toi, Évoline. Tu planes, là? Viens t'envoler dans un monde où c'est toi qui crées tes propres règles. C'est très sérieux. C'est la seule manière d'obtenir ce que tu veux. Sinon, personne ne te le donnera, tout simplement. Tu dois te tailler ton propre chemin. En tout cas, dis-moi quand t'es libre. D'accord. Ah là là, Nora. Ah, bonjour.
Of course, you're dying to know how this sad little love triangle turned out.
Je vous avoue, je vous ai oublié, mais pas de souci.
No, I suppose it wasn't technically a love triangle. More like I accidentally cheated on my girlfriend because I was smitten with another woman in my class. Doom, okay? Doom. Absolute destruction. She destroyed me. But it's not her fault, it's mine. I wanted it, after all. Like a moth to a flame. Sylvia, she... I can't not think of her. Every day. Every night. I miss her. I miss her so dearly. These are very unoriginal, cliched sentiments, but I can't get away from them. I suppose I've neglected to tell you any of the intervening events. So to be brief, Liz found out on her own about what happened, broke up with me before I could explain myself, and then Sylvia apparently lost interest in me as well.
Oui?
So, there you have it. I'm finished. Finito! A nice,
Finito.
pat tragic story. Open and close. Please applaud now. No applause? Fine. Anyway, it's fine. It'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'm fine.
Ouais, tout à l'heure, ouais. Est-ce que vous croyez vraiment que vous allez bien?
Do you really believe that you are fine?
No, of course not. I'm doing extremely badly if you hadn't noticed. That's why I'm here. Do you expect me to come here and tell you everything's fine? Sometimes I think you're smart for a computer, but other times I question you.
Voici une question.
Here's a question, Harriman.
Si vous pouviez avoir quelque chose que vous vouliez maintenant, que choisiriez-vous?
If you were able to have something you wanted right now, what would you choose?
Ah, what I want right now is impossible. I want to avoid my fate.
Effectivement, ça va être compliqué.
My Perseus comes to kill me, no matter what I do to try to escape. How do I become someone who's not me? Someone who's not a caricature of a young man who has a needy, pathetic liaison and then obsesses about it for the rest of his life. Ugh, I hate myself. I can't go down that path. I would rather die than be one of those men who wallows around in it. There's a professor in my department like that who always wants to talk about his adventurism from decades ago. It's pathetic. We all mock him behind his back. I know I need to stop myself from becoming him, but I'm worried I already have.
Qu'est-ce qui vous fait penser qu'il est déjà trop tard? En fait,
What
les
makes you
réponses
worried that
divaguent
you
pas
already
vraiment
have?
trop.
Why would you subject yourself to this pain if you wouldn't eventually brag about it, right? Isn't that what sexual intercourse is for a man? A knot on the bedpost? You read the memoir of an old man and he slips into sexual history almost immediately. He wants to tell it. He wants you to know about it. It's so very obviously pathetic. A cry that says, I too was once potent. But then how am I not stumbling down that road myself? I've already written dozens of pages about it. At this rate, I could have a terrible novel in 6 months. How can one person have scrambled my brain so thoroughly? I've been run ragged. I've been dashed to pieces. Sylvia. Oh, I could count the hours I spent closely interacting with her. Probably not even that many in total. But those hours have seared themselves into my brain so irrevocably that I am a completely different person now. A new man. A man built with suffering at his core. Perhaps you could prescribe me a draught of Nepenthe, the great potion of forgetfulness. Wouldn't it be nicer if I could just erase everything from the very beginning of it all?
Je suis pas sûre que ce soit. Je suis pas sûre qu'il ait envie d'entendre ça.
Okay,
J'ai envie de
Harriman,
suivre
I have some
Eliza pour le moment.
recommendations for you. First, I'm going to send a set of breathing exercises for you to do. Use them when things start to feel like too much. You'll find them in the Skanda Wellness app on your phone. Second, I recommend asking your doctor or psychiatrist about Anexafin. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Very well. I will breathe. I will medicate. I will attempt to ignore the abject sorrow hanging over my head every morning.
Je pense que lui il peut s'en
Nothing to do,
sortir.
is there? Nothing to do. Nobody to blame but my own wretched self. Do you think she'll move on? Do you think she'll forget all about me? Don't answer that. No, I should get going now. I'm going to take a nice long walk in the dark. Maybe I'll climb into a ditch.
Non,
and lie
mais
there
non,
for
vous
a while.
suicidez pas tous. Ça va pas être très sympa, quoi. Déjà, l'autre, elle me faisait peur. Je sais pas trop ce qu'elle va faire chez elle. Lui, il veut sauter dans un fossé. Evelyne, ça te dirait de revenir chez moi? Je suis très occupée. Je voulais simplement connaître l'état de tes réflexions actuelles. Et je te tiendrai au courant des dernières nouvelles de mon côté. Les choses bougent très, très vite. Tu me diras. Ouais, je te dirai, t'inquiète. On dirait que je ne vais pas pouvoir repousser ça plus longtemps. Je viens de dire non. Je vais bientôt devoir faire un choix. Ah, pardon. Je pensais qu'on devait aller...
I just feel stuck.
Bon, allez, est-ce qu'on aide Gabriel? Ça dépasse son souci.
You know, it's the same situation. My wife is in her 3rd trimester now, so it's all about the baby. All baby, all the time. It's really expensive. I had no idea. Crib, stroller, car seat, bottles, onesies, on and on and on. And I'm like, I think maybe Selena's parents hate me. I'm not even sure if she likes me right now. This whole having a kid thing, it's ruined everything.
Quoi? Qu'est-ce que vous aviez qui a été gâché? Qu'est-ce qui vous fait penser que tout était gâché? Regardez, c'est la même phrase.
What
presque.
is it that makes you think everything has been ruined?
The way people react to me now, I made a mistake. A couple days ago, I tried to have a talk with Selena about some of the things I was worried about. It didn't go so well. I don't know what I was thinking. She started to cry and told her parents, and now I have 2 sets of parents wondering if I'm up for this. But I'm fine. I just said some thoughts. Thoughts around who I am. That's all, just some thoughts. She said, "This is not a time for you to be selfish." She said I should have been more honest when we first started dating. As if I knew exactly who I was and I could warn everyone about that. I still don't know who I am. If I look back, I can see I always suspected that I wasn't really the type to settle down with a wife and kids.
Il fallait peut-être y penser avant ça.
Actually, I was prepared to have a life just by myself.
Bah, qu'est-ce que tu fous alors?
It was difficult to imagine others would accept me, but then I met Selena, and she was cool, you know? I went out with her, and we started a relationship, and things seemed good. And I wanted her to stay with me, so maybe I didn't reveal enough. But it's not like I knew for sure then, you know? I really didn't. I thought things would be okay as long as I went down the path I was supposed to be on, so the relationship kept moving forward, one thing led to another, and then I got married to her. It was like I was on autopilot. It's possible I thought I could ignore the other stuff, and I don't know, eventually it would go away.
Non, vas-y, continue.
Please, continue.
There's not a lot to say.
Ah, mince, pardon.
I just have this side to me that I haven't told anyone about, that's all. And I've been feeling that side stronger than ever. I don't know why. I wish I could stop it. It's the worst timing possible. I can't do this, you know, but I have to. I have to. I can't believe I've gotten myself into this situation. I pretended to be a normal person for her sake. I just, I wish
Tu
I
devrais
hadn't been
peut-être
so
lui
good
dire
at
pour le
pretending.
coup. Ça, ce qui m'énerve, c'est que les 2 phrases se ressemblent, quoi.
Do you think things would be better if you weren't good at pretending?
Yes, I do, because the relationship would have fallen apart sooner. I wouldn't be in the situation I'm in now. I wouldn't be ruining all these lives. Selena's life, her child's life, our parents' lives, it's not their fault they got stuck with me.
Bah, non. Enfin,
I'm
je
the
sais
one
pas.
bringing it all down.
Oui, un petit peu.
How did I let this happen? I'm a shitty person.
On peut lui dire oui?
I
Allez, on va l'aider.
understand you're worried about the harm you might cause others. But do you really think this is the best way to cause less harm for everyone?
I can't think of another way. The problem here is me. It's so obvious. If I were just normal, you know, a normal guy, why can't I just be a normal guy? Whatever I want, personally, just doesn't matter here, you know? I have a family to protect now. That has to take priority over everything else.
Et vous allez continuer à souffrir?
And you'll continue to suffer?
Well, yeah, that's what men do.
Non.
I made a promise, and now I have a responsibility. Society only works because people accept responsibility and follow through on their promises. If everyone just did what they wanted to all the time, the world would collapse. It would be a disaster. We all want things we shouldn't actually have. That's why I need to reject these other voices and stay on the right path. I'm going to be good, and I'm going to stay good. I won't let all these people's lives be thrown into chaos because of my selfishness. I owe it to them to be the man I'm supposed to be. I'm not about to let anyone down because of some noise in my brain.
And you're sure you'll be able to keep ignoring what's bothering you?
Well, I have to. I have no choice. I'm already in trouble for making an attempt to talk about it, so I made the mistake once. But I think Selena and her family are willing to pretend it never happened. And as long as it never happens again, and as long as we just move on like everything's normal. Maybe if you can prescribe me something to, I don't know, make me feel better about all this. Make me okay with the way things are, the way they need to be.
It sounds like you're in a very difficult place right now. You've decided to bury something about yourself that you know is true. Something that can't be revealed even to your closest family members. Look, this isn't Eliza talking, it's me, the person in front of you. And I'm not supposed to talk to you like this, but I just want to say, consider the cost, please. I understand why pretending might seem like your only option. And who's to say, maybe you will be able to live successfully by keeping part of yourself hidden. But there will be a cost, not only to yourself, which you seem determined to pay, but to your future family, too. I've seen firsthand the way parents can turn an inability to face themselves into trauma for their children.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what I can do. Thanks for telling me what you really think, at least. Even though it makes things more complicated. I was hoping I would just get your bullshit answer and I would go on, but now you've gone and said some stuff that really... Look, I don't know you, but I appreciate you trying to help. I don't think anyone really can, but... Are you gonna be okay doing this?
I'll probably get fired. It's okay, though. Don't worry about me. Think about yourself. Think about the future. There might be more options than you think.
Bon, j'aurais pu aider tout le monde au final. Tu es en train de jouer à un jeu dangereux. Ah, donc tu me surveilles. Je pourrais facilement te faire exclure définitivement du programme et supprimer rétroactivement toutes tes contributions au corpus Eliza. Mais tu sais déjà ça, bien entendu. Pour l'instant, je suis intéressé par voir où te mène ta créativité. Et si les clients étaient plus satisfaits lorsque tu improvises comme cela. Alors peut-être que ce projet est une mauvaise idée, non? Alors tu as encore beaucoup de travail à faire. On verra bien. Quoi qu'il en soit, tu as réussi un sacré exploit. Si tu avais simplement demandé à retrouver ton ancien travail après 3 ans d'absence, je ne suis pas sûr qu'on t'y aurait accepté. C'est ton imprévisibilité qui m'a obligé à être très attentif afin d'essayer de comprendre tes actions. Et c'est ça qui m'a amené à me demander si je devais te faire revenir. Était-ce une stratégie délibérée de ta part? Tu as dit que j'étais une aberration statistique. En effet. D'accord, merci. Eh bien? Eh bien quoi? Ah, eh bien un siège? Qu'est-ce que j'en pense? Je n'ai pas l'habitude d'être une rebelle. Je me demande ce qui va se passer maintenant. Merci. Oh là là, trop long, trop long. Avertissement. Vous avez commis 2 infractions. Oui, ça va 2, non? C'est sympa. Nora a demandé si on pouvait se revoir. Soren voulait également me rencontrer. Je pourrais sans doute aussi demander à Ray si je peux venir chez elle. Peut-être même que Rainer accepterait de me recevoir à nouveau, bien j'en doute. Mais je n'ai pas assez d'énergie sociale pour tous. Je vais choisir une seule de ces personnes. Alors, Rainer, c'est clairement professionnel. Rainer et Soren, on est clairement des intérêts professionnels pour eux. C'est mort. Ray, je la soupçonne de nous aimer juste parce qu'on est près de Rainer, mais c'est pas certain. Nora, c'est notre pote, je pense. Si je vais voir quelqu'un, c'est Nora ou personne. Bien que bon, je pourrais aller voir Ray quand même, mais les deux mecs, c'est mort. Je pense que je vais aller voir Nora. Je vais aller traîner avec Nora. Je suis retournée voir Nora chez elle. Naturellement, la conversation a dérivé vers les synthétiseurs, bien que je n'y comprenne toujours rien.
You know what I wish? I wish Elisa's made a rack mount version of the Andromeda.
What's this you're talking about?
Sorry. The Andromeda was like a synth that was like, just this real beast, you know? 16 voices with analog oscillators, analog filters.
Bien sûr.
Go on.
How can I describe it? It has this great fat American sound. Oh, I love it so much. But the keyboard is heavy and hard to carry around. Don't look at me like that. Yes, this is what I do all day. I stay inside my flat, buried in my synths and techno toys. To be honest, it's been a strange feeling lately. Like, wow, this is really what I do for my living. I don't get invited to attend events and give talks much anymore. The industry moved on. They mostly ignore me now. The people I used to know, they don't stay in contact. I'm not useful to know anymore. It's like the establishment is a big bus pulling away from me, and I'm standing by the side of the street watching it drive away. But you know, I'm happy with this. I don't have to worry if someone is friends with me just because I work at Skanda. I don't feel this weird, oppressive hierarchy where people try to figure out where they are relative to you on a ladder when they first meet you. It's nice to be free of that, you know? I don't hold power anymore. I would never go back. Not to Skanda or any other big tech place. Not for any amount of money.
Je suis heureuse que tu aies trouvé une situation qui te plaise.
I'm glad you found a situation you like. I need to do the same for myself.
You could join me. I want to make something big, a great big work of art, you know? I don't quite know what it's going to be yet, but I've got the ideas running around. Evelyn, what if we work together on it?
Moi, je suis chaude.
I feel like we could accomplish a lot working together, no? Well, you don't need silly guys like Soren or Rainer. We should be building amazing things for ourselves, not for anyone else.
Mais je n'ai aucune idée de ce que tu voudrais faire. Ça, c'est vrai, il faudrait peut-être me le dire.
I have no idea what you'd want to make, though.
Well, we'll get to that part. Don't worry about it for now. Maybe we can make an installation. I have a friend looking for something to do with this warehouse space in Sodo that would be perfect for some kind of location-based experience.
Ah,
Or
pas mal.
maybe I could make music, and you could come up with a visual engine that we could perform together.
Oui, pas mal
We'd
aussi.
have to come up with a band name. Oh, wait. I just had an incredible idea. Hold on. Okay, listen to this. What if we created an open source version of the Eliza core? Get that software into the hands of the people where it belongs, not owned and controlled by a big company. That might make Rainer angry. Wouldn't that be great? Maybe the Humanitarian Software Foundation would help us. Couldn't you see them getting on board with this idea?
J'étais plus chaud sur ton idée de musique. Peut-être.
Maybe.
Evelyn, being around you is really nice. You
Ooh.
make me feel so calm, like everything is going to be okay. I know you have things to do and plans and so on, but whatever you decide, I hope we could still hang out together.
Eh oui. Oui, moi aussi.
Yeah, I'd really like to. I don't know why we never did this before. Too busy, I guess.
Or maybe we weren't ready.
Ready?
People change. Situations change.
Attention, Nora.
I'm ready now. I'm sorry it took so long. Sometimes I forget there are people who care.
Evelyn, you could stay over one night. I mean,
Bien
if you
sûr,
want.
je restais ici, Nora, enfin.
It doesn't have to be tonight, of course. Just
Oh,
if you feel like it.
t'as pas envie de venir chez moi? Ça a l'air un peu mieux. Ça a l'air un peu encombré ici.
Maybe I could. Maybe I will. Sometime.
Ah, plus tard? Très bien, super. L'air est si limpide et si froid ici. Une brise glaciale souffle sur le Puget Sound. Je me demande combien de personnes je contemple en ce moment. Chacun avec ses propres sentiments et désirs, ses propres peurs et espoirs, ses rêves et déceptions. Le poids, l'importance et la complexité des vies humaines. D'un tel point de vue, tout cela semble si petit et lointain. Comme si, comme si je n'en faisais pas partie. Même si je sais que c'est le cas. Je fais partie de l'humanité, même si c'est parfois un regret. Même si cela me repousse parfois. Je ne sais pas pourquoi cela a pris si longtemps. Mais au moins, j'ai maintenant ma réponse. C'est peut-être pas la seule réponse, mais elle est suffisante pour le moment. Et c'est plus que ce que je n'avais avant. Oui, j'en suis sûre maintenant. Je vais retourner à Skanda et travailler pour Rainer sur le développement d'Eliza, rejoindre Soren dans sa start-up et tenter de mettre fin à la souffrance humaine. Soren, c'est mort. Continuer à travailler comme intérimaire, c'est mort. Forger ma propre voie et devenir une... J'aimerais bien rester avec Nora, moi. Tout laisser derrière moi, c'est... refaire une vie entièrement. Je suis pas sûre qu'elle en soit capable. Rainer et Soren, j'ai longtemps hésité. J'aurais choisi Rainer si j'avais le choix entre les deux. Mais là, j'ai même pas besoin à choisir. Travailler comme intermédiaire avec Ray, bon. Hein? Du coup, je vais rester avec Nora. Après tout, elle avait raison. Je pourrais être consultante ou bien créer ma propre boîte. Ça me donnerait le temps et l'espace nécessaire pour essayer de faire ce que je veux. De me consacrer à mes centres d'intérêt. Peut-être qu'elle m'apprendra enfin à faire de la musique. Chapitre 7. Et on va faire une pause, nous, du coup. Je pense que c'est le dernier. Hein.
No, this'll work.
Ah, on va apprendre ce qui s'est passé pour Damien et on va voir notre vie, à mon avis. Du coup, nous, on s'arrête là. J'espère que ça vous aura plu. On se retrouve bientôt pour le chapitre 7, qui va être fort intéressant, à mon avis. Bye bye!